No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world. You know I brought my boy Flacco with me.
Yeah, man.
And today we're doing a very anticipated interview with somebody who's been blown up in the streets. Sleazy World Go is in the building. How you doing, man?
What's happening?
Yo, he's a new artist, but he pulled up with probably the shiniest jewelry I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Crazy,
I got some
man.
more jewelry on the way, too. Finna f him up with that shit. No cap.
For sure. What's going on out in LA right now? What you doing?
Shit, I ain't been on shit. I've been really vibing. You know, I be on the road a lot, so like this was kind of like a break, like a little vacation, like cause like the days I only had like an interview a day, so like this probably been like my chillest time.
Right. So what have you been doing mostly? Just touring?
Touring. I've been doing promo runs. Yeah, I've been doing all type of shit.
Definitely. Okay, so where exactly are you coming from? Tell the people.
Kansas City, Missouri.
Right. And tell us a little bit about where you grew up and what it was like.
I grew up in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Like I was born in Grand Rapids, Michigan, but like I was there till like I was 13, you know. So like half Grand Rapids, Michigan, half Kansas City, Missouri. My teens, I was in Kansas City, Missouri, so you know. Yeah.
Right. So how would you describe it? Like what kind of upbringing was it?
Shit, in Grand Rapids, it's two different type of cultures. I ain't gonna lie, it's different. You know, in Grand Rapids, a lot of people, it's like they outside more. It's smaller, so it's like, I don't know. I just remember like being on the block, everybody out there. You can just go to the block. You ain't had to be on social media, none of that shit. You just go to the block and meet, and you'll see whoever you wanted to see.
Right.
You ain't got to call nobody, nothing.
For sure. So when you left though, why'd you leave? Your parents just
Yeah,
decided
my mama ended up moving. My granny and my auntie ended up moving to Kansas City like years before my mama did, and she ended up like wanting to take that step to move down there.
Right.
You know, I ain't want to move when I was young. I was rebellious as fuck when she moved. Like, I used to run away.
Yeah, because you got to be the new kid in school and shit. You got to restart all these friendships and everything.
Yeah, all my homies was down in Grand Rapids. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, okay, how did you take it though overall? How did you make sense of it?
Shit, I had to thug it out. You know, I had, like I said, I ran away for like a year. I ran away, went back to Grand Rapids and shit. I ended up getting caught, and then I had to stay down there.
You ran away for a whole year?
At what age?
A year, 14.
You don't hear about a lot of kids that age going on.
How you survive?
Shit.
You were street
Just
smart
thugging,
even at that age.
Yeah, it was real.
You knew how to put some money together.
Yeah.
But you were still going to school and shit?
Nah, I dropped out of school.
How you get caught?
Shit, I forgot how I got caught, but I knew. Like she used to come down, like she used to try to catch me a lot. Like she'd drop, like she'd come all the way back to Grand Rapids and try to catch me and shit, like at somebody's house.
Yeah.
One time she actually caught me and shit.
Bounty hunter shit.
So it wasn't the cops who caught you, it was your mom?
Yeah.
Wow. And so were you getting into trouble? Like, how would you describe your lifestyle while you were on the run? Were you getting into trouble and everything, or were you just chilling?
I mean, I was doing bad shit, but I wasn't getting caught. So,
Right.
Yeah, so I really want to say I was getting into trouble.
What do you think it is that made you want to dabble in the dark side? Was it just who you were, or do you think that you had any particular experiences?
It was probably because just who I am. Like growing up, I used to like fight a lot. You know, I thought that shit was fun, so I used to always fight. I used to pick fights. You know, I was always like aggressive and just always into that type of shit.
Right. So once they drag you back home, what's life like?
Shit, that shit was boring as fuck. I had to get used to it. I went to school down there for like a little bit, met some motherfuckers, met some homies and shit, and just adapted, you know? And I started actually liking that shit better than home.
Really?
Yeah.
How are the people different?
They dress different, they talk different, they act different, everything different.
Were you obsessed with rap music this whole time?
Nah, I always loved music, but I wasn't obsessed with that shit. But I love music.
Right. Were you listening to any like local music, or was it mostly just bigger artists?
When I got down there, I was listening to local music. I started to like tap into their music scene and shit. But really bigger artists, yeah.
Right.
Wait, who's some famous rappers from Kansas City? Like, who was the person that was buzzing when you was out there?
They weren't famous, but they was just local.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say like Delio, Two Gun Kiwi, Bird, like these some rappers down in Kansas City, Missouri.
Okay.
But famous rappers out of the Tech Nine,
Yeah, Tech Nine. That's what I was thinking of. I just didn't want to get it wrong.
Got you.
Rich the Factor. Yeah, that's really it.
Man. And like, how was the scam culture in Detroit?
Shit, the whole Michigan, you really can't just say Detroit.
Yeah.
Like the whole Michigan, that's what.
Oh, yeah,
I feel
yeah,
like
Grand
that's where that
Rapids,
shit.
yeah.
I feel like Michigan and Chicago is like where the scamming shit really came from. So, yeah.
Now, like, did you ever, well, were you ever tempted to dabble into the scam culture at, you know, at like a 14-year-old kid?
Hell yeah, I was attempting to dive in it. But like one thing about scamming, motherfuckers ain't gonna tell you how to do it. They want all the money for themselves, so it's like
They sneaky with it.
your own homies won't even tell you that shit.
Right, because there's only so many. There's only
that's
so
true.
many people that could be running up in this Louis Vuitton every weekend, right?
Listen, they gonna hold out. That's one thing. Motherfuckers do not drop the jewels when it comes to scamming. Like you gotta be lucky. That's like meeting a plug. Meeting a nigga that'll teach you that shit.
Yeah.
That's like meeting a plug.
But they want you to work for them, right? Because that's how I got into scamming when I was a kid. I met somebody else who was doing it, and he said, "Hey, I'm gonna put you on this whole thing. I'm gonna give you 40%." I'm like, "Sign me up. Let's go."
Yeah, they gonna want you to work for them. They ain't gonna tell you the whole sauce.
Right.
They gonna leave you out. They gonna leave shit out on purpose, so you won't never know how to fully do that shit on your own. Like you gotta rely on them type shit.
And that's why the dude who got me into scamming fucked up, because I had another homie that I brought around, but he was way smarter than both of us. Yeah. So he sees the fucking machine that we were using to scan the fucking information onto the cards. Yeah. He sees everything, and he got like a photographic memory. So as soon as we got back to the crib, he's like, I already know everything. He's like, I'm gonna order it all on Amazon tonight. Like I'm gonna be able to do this.
Yeah. And that's why you don't involve white folks into your business, man. Yo, you hear this guy? That's wild. Now, you know, like when did scam rap develop though in Michigan?
When did scam rap develop in Michigan?
Yeah.
I feel like the first motherfuckers that started rapping about scam was band. Wait, what? Yeah, I think it was Band Gang.
That's what I was gonna say too.
Band Gang was like Paid Will. He used to talk that shit.
They were talking that shit. I feel like it got really big when TJX6 came out.
Yeah, that's when it got big.
That's when like everybody was like, "Oh, this is a wave."
And he started rapping about scamming.
Of course,
but you might not know that there was a lot of this shit from Atlanta as well. Because even when I first interviewed Yachty, I figured out later on that he had just he got fully arrested for doing some scamming shit at a certain point before he got popping, and then they tried to bury it because he had all these corporate deals and everything like that. But Yachty was on that.
Wow.
A lot of these rappers, I'm not gonna throw out names out there because it's all like shit I've heard anecdotally, but basically like a lot of these rappers from Atlanta were fully living large off scamming, and people were kind of thinking they were lit rappers, but they were really just doing all that.
Scamming, yeah.
No, it's crazy. Now, when a Lil TJ blew up, was Lil TJ a proper representation of Michigan?
TJX6.
Yeah, sorry, TJX6.
Shit, like what you mean?
Here, so when he first came out with the scam rap, there were a lot of people saying, yo, he's not really like a scammer, he's on some like low level shit, right?
Yeah.
Now, being in the city or even being like around people from the city, was TJX6, like beloved in Michigan?
Shit, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like I never like followed this career or like listened to his shit, so I can't really speak on him.
Yeah. Nah, right. But like, when did you start rapping then?
Shit, I started really rapping like 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
What happened that motivated you?
A relationship.
Really?
Who broke your heart? Who broke your heart, man? Try that bit. Listen, you up now, man.
I ain't gonna put a name out there, but shout out to her though. I'm lit now. I'm rich now.
So before that, you weren't thinking about music or anything?
I was, but I ain't give a fuck about it. She made me care about that shit. She made me want to like put passion, like really, you know what I'm saying, work towards that shit and do something with it for real.
Definitely. So how'd you even get started? Like, did you know somebody with a studio or just start doing it in the crib?
My cousin baby daddy, he knew a nigga with a studio. The nigga that I got introduced to, like, I've been working with him since then. Like, I ain't stopped working with him, but he introduced me to him. He brought me to the studio. My cousin baby daddy, and my other cousin and shit. You know what I'm saying? He took me to the studio, and then since then I just kept recording. You know?
Did you always have a similar style to what you've been doing now, or were you rapping totally different in the beginning?
I feel like the beginning was kind of like similar to now. I feel like this is just like an upgraded version. Like, I got used to like being in the studio. I had to learn shit, learn how to use my voice, learn how to do shit. You know what I'm saying?
When did you get the name?
Shit, right after that, breakup. Yup.
Right. So where'd it come from? Explain the process of Sleazy World coming together.
That relationship. Like I got on Sleazy shit after that.
Got you. So she was here again. Don't
Paint the picture, Flock.
Yeah, right. You don't have to say her name, but did she do you dirty? Like, yo, bro. If you say you got on Sleazy Demon Time, bro, she had to fuck a rapper.
She ain't fucking no rapper.
Nah.
They ain't got rappers out there like that.
She ain't lit like that. She ain't fucking no rapper. But she did some scandalous shit. I feel like it was scandalous, so yeah.
See, I was
Forget that. What she do, man?
She fucked the nigga on me.
Oh man.
Yeah.
See, I was approaching this topic sensitively.
Yeah.
Because part of me was assuming, you know, they got JoJo World, they got all these different worlds. That's basically your homie dies, and then you start. I thought there was gonna be a Sleazy who got killed.
Nah. That's me.
Oh,
Nah,
The Sleazy world, that's just me. That's my guys. That's my world. It's like we got our own way about ourselves. Everything we do is different.
So you got sleazy with it? What, you just start putting your dick in all kinds of random
Nah, I
pedestrians?
ain't start putting my dick in random pedestrians, but
pedestrians.
I start
But Mr. Pedestrians.
I start hitting shit where it's like, damn, like, you know, like,
Just reckless.
For example, say if you fucked your girl sister or some shit, like, that's some sleazy shit to do. Like, you gonna fuck her.
No, I had a girl that I lived with, I dated back in New York, and then we break up, but she lives kind of down the street, and she got a bunch of female roommates. And then at a certain point, after like a couple months, I start somehow just tapping in with all her roommates, and I start fucking her roommates behind her back, and she has no idea, and I'm feeling good. Like, damn, this bitch don't even know that I fucked all her homegirls.
No.
Like 3 of her homegirls.
He be bagging shit, bro.
Nah, listen.
Revenge sex right there, bro.
That's
She
just
didn't even
grimy,
know.
though.
I was determined to not get caught either. She never even found out.
But like, no, see, right? And he turned sleazy after getting his heart broke. You were just grimy.
Nah, she was a piece of shit.
Okay.
She didn't like break my heart, but like she wasted a lot of my time. I thought she was cooler than she was, you know. So I was still like, you know.
Nah, man. Here, so when you started rapping, did you go into it with like, bro, I'm just finna rap and push it out, or like, was it real like strategic for you? Yo, I'm finna do this and this and this and this.
I just push it out. I ain't never promoted none of my songs. Like Sleazy Flow, I just put that shit out. I had 0 subscribers when I dropped that song.
Really? How long had you been rapping at that point when you made that song?
A year.
Really?
Yup.
And did something stand out to you about
Like a
that?
year and a half,
That the flow just like stood out, that you had done something kind of unique?
I was at like a point in my career, like I was getting all these hundreds of thousands of views, but like when I dropped Sleazy Flow, I had like 3,000 followers and shit. Like my followers ain't never match up to my views. Like I always did hella views on like just audios and shit. Yeah. And I'm like, damn, I'm trying to get to that next level. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I done seen 200,000 views. I done seen 300,000 views. And
Wow,
shit.
it was up.
So I'm like, I'm trying to hit to that next level. What's gonna take me to the next level? You know what I'm saying? So I was at that point in my career, and then it's like shit. I went to the studio one day. Well, before I went to the studio, I had the beat. You know what I'm saying? I found the beat, and I just had the beginning when I was talking on there, like, everybody put your Glocks in there and shit. Yeah. Like, that's all I had. You know what I'm saying? I rapped that to my nigga Baghdad. Like, I just showed him that part. He like, and I'm just telling him how I want the video. Like, I already had the video down pat.
Wow.
Like, the video we shot.
Of course.
I already had the whole vision for that whole. So I just explained him the video. Like, yeah, that shit gonna be hard. When I went to the studio and shit, I put that down, and then I just played that shit back to back.
And you knew, yo, this shit finna go up.
Yeah. Like when I recorded the verse, yeah.
Now, like, so after you dropped that song, now did you pay somebody to like react or dance to it on like TikTok, or how did the TikTok buzz happen?
I don't know how TikTok buzz happened. I wasn't even on TikTok. Like I just got on TikTok. Like I feel like a motherfucker that just fuck with my music just put me on the.
Right.
Like they just did a TikTok rapping to the song, and that shit just went viral. I don't know how the fuck that shit went viral. No cap.
Because you don't spend time on TikTok?
I do now.
I still don't, and I know that is making me like old in comparison to the people who are younger these days. Like they are watching a lot more TikTok and a little bit less YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube, I ain't gonna lie, motherfuckers ain't watching YouTube like that. Motherfuckers got Apple, like the motherfuckers got Apple if they want to listen to music. SoundCloud, shit like that.
Of course.
YouTube, like that's starting to become the last resort.
Of course. Now, what did you hear? Yo, this song is bubbling on TikTok.
Shit, I was in New York meeting with the label I'm signed to right now, and they was like sending it to me like 2 days prior before I met with them and shit, the label, and then that third day, my shit went viral on TikTok. Like it was viral, like famous motherfuckers was doing TikToks to it and everything.
Who's the most famous people you've seen doing shit to it?
Lil Baby, Jack Harlow.
Wow.
Yeah, that's like all stars.
Who was? I don't remember everybody, but there was a lot of them though.
That's kind of mind blowing too. Like dudes like Jack Harlow that you had never even met,
Yeah.
and then he's fucking just having a good old time listening to your shit.
Nah, facts.
Man, it's crazy, man. Now, like, coming from the streets, was finally being famous, like, paranoid? You know, because, like, I can't imagine, like, going out now. Everybody knows I'm up. Now, everybody knows, you know, I got money, $500,000 to enjoy. You know, I'm up now.
Yeah, it's kind of like I don't really like all that attention. I ain't gonna lie, but I don't really club. I don't party. I don't do none of that shit. So, but the really bad part about it, I can't do normal shit. Like I can't just go grocery shopping and not be watched or stared at or try to motherfuckers trying to get videos of you. I can't even go through a drive-through without a motherfucker trying to, hey, can I record a video of you? Like shit like that.
Especially because you're from a place where there's not that many famous people, so you really, really stand out. Like if you get to be a lit rapper from LA, it's like, well, you're one of many relatively well-known rappers. But like out there, it's
I'm
gonna
like
be
the only one.
It's just you.
your trophy.
No, also, too, is like, now, like, once you got that TikTok hit, right, you already have views with 300,000 views, you know, like, prior. So, like, were you ever like, damn, you're like, why is everybody saying, yo, this is, like, a one-hit wonder? Like, did you ever feel pressure of, yo, I gotta make another hit and fast?
Nah, I ain't never felt pressure. Like Sleazy flow, that shit good, but that shit ain't the best shit. Like, and I know I got more hits. Like, this is what I do. I've been doing this shit, you know?
Yeah.
I go in the studio and that's what I do. I make good songs. So, like, motherfuckers just gonna say that shit. They want to put pressure on you. They want you to feel pressure, but it ain't no pressure.
But has that song influenced the stuff that you've done since? Because when I listen to some of your other singles that you put out since then, it feels like you have been kind of like staying in a similar lane, flow-wise or beat-wise at least.
That's my, you gotta think about it. Like, when something yours, you can do whatever you want with that shit.
Right.
Like, so it's like, you can't really let the outside noise dictate how you do your shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, these is my beats. My producer made these beats specifically for me.
Oh,
so
really? Okay.
if I'm gonna get on that beat, it's gonna be another beat, and it sound kind of like that one because it's my beat, it's my sound.
Of course.
When you create a sound,
Of course.
it's like, yeah,
Because when you have a song pop off like that, and we've seen it happen a million times, where somebody comes out with a unique flow, and then give it a couple weeks, give it a couple months, a big rapper comes out and they start fucking with that flow, and all of a sudden like you become less known for that flow, and they can kind of like seize onto that. Like even the X Look at Me / Drake controversy that obviously turned into this whole other thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was basically like Drake being a dude who's listening to all this poppin' underground music and either intentionally or not intentionally deciding like, oh, I want to rap like that on this song. And you know, you've seen it with fucking Block Boy JB when he came out. All of a sudden, you just had a whole bunch of rappers who started kind of pivoting into that pocket. And like with you, it's kind of like you want to dominate that flow so you can let people know that that's your state.
And then the motherfucker can't really do my flow like me. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But they tried?
Yeah, it's a lot of people trying to do the top, like my style beats. Like my producer, he be telling me like a lot of motherfuckers want to, like a lot of artists be trying to do these beats. I see a lot of motherfuckers trying to do them type style beats. So it's like,
I was thinking about that, how like, you know, when Pooh Shiesty was coming out, there was like Pooh Shiesty type beats for sure for a minute with that piano and stuff. And then I'm listening to your shit, and there's like a certain commonality in the beats. It's kind of like when you're a lit rapper, it's almost like a category of beat that you end up kind of owning if your style is distinct enough.
yeah, no, facts. But motherfuckers don't know about me. Like, I got all type of music.
Of course.
Like, I ain't just got one flow. So I can never be a one-hit wonder because I got so much shit.
Yeah. And not like, also too, man, like, you know, you can tell you're talented, bro. Because if you start rapping 2 years ago and you got that gas like that fast and blow up that fast, bro, like that's not luck, you know, right?
Nah, facts.
Now, since you blew up, has your city embraced you, or are these rappers just fucking hating that shit?
I feel like the city embraced me.
Yeah.
It's some artists that don't like it, you know. Some people feel like they entitled. Like some people feel like it should have been them. You know what I'm saying?
There's always some of that.
No, cause I kind of seen that. Now I'm not gonna say bro name or give him no clout, right? But niggas was saying, yo, oh man, and he all cab where he from, we don't know him.
Yeah.
It just came off as hating, right? Because if that dude is from your city, clearly you're from Kansas City, because you know, got your friends right from Kansas City as well.
Yeah.
So for them to come out and say, yo, he's not from here, we don't know him, he's all rap cap, what's your response to that?
I ain't gonna lie to you. I know what the shit you talking about.
Yeah.
Like that shit wasn't even directed towards me. It's
Okay.
that's like a YouTube page that just be trying to like. It's just the title that wouldn't even to be towards.
Got you.
But but to shit like that, it's like shit. I don't really give a fuck. You know?
Yeah.
I've been in that bitch. I do what I want to in that bitch. So it's like what?
Of course.
Does it feel like something where you kind of want to change your primary residence? Are you thinking about moving to LA or New York or Atlanta or some shit
I'm
like that?
thinking about moving to Miami, but I ain't gonna lie, I could have moved, but I don't know. I feel like I want to show like the youth some, you know, cause like me growing up, I ain't never seen no celebrity in the city. I ain't never seen nobody that was like big and rich as hell just in the city, just coming through. Like, so I want the motherfuckers under me to be able to see that type of shit. So like I still want my presence in the city. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I want to show the world the city.
It's easy to rep your city if you're from somewhere that's already lit. You know, if you're from Atlanta or Compton or whatever, it's like, of course, the people from there are going to be telling you where they're from because they're from a place that everybody already fucking talks about. But if you're from somewhere that doesn't necessarily have the craziest reputation, does it feel kind of like there's more pressure on you because you want to really represent where you came from since it hasn't necessarily been represented as much rap-wise?
It ain't really no pressure because I know it's lit down there. Like the world just ain't like, you know what I'm saying, discovered that shit yet. So I feel like I got like the advantage because it's like I'm finna show the world a new city, something different, a new wave, a new culture, you know?
Right.
So it's like motherfuckers tired of seeing the same shit.
Because people forget that like Chicago was not considered a major hip hop city before Chief Keef. Yes, they had Kanye and they had Lupe Fiasco and Common and there were artists, but it wasn't like it is now where every couple months you're hearing about a new big rapper coming out of Chicago and shit. You know, it's like it really only takes one or two popping artists to create a buzz that could kind of like inspire a whole city to keep going up.
But it's always gonna be a change. Like a change always gonna come.
Of course, man. Now, like when when you see rappers like Young Dolph and Young Greatest, when they die in their hometown, did I ever say, yo, I should probably not be around my hometown as much? Because, yo, let's be real, man. There's a lot of envy when like you make it, you know?
I feel like it's a lot of envy, but you got to just know how to move, you know? Some people start to feel like they untouchable. You know what I'm saying? You still got to have that respect. You know what I'm saying? You got to have that respect for other motherfuckers because it's just like it's crazy niggas in your circle, it's crazy niggas in other niggas' circles. So it's like, you just got to make sure you moving right, especially when you got the money to move right. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, yeah, I'm already here.
Not in facts, but now, speaking of the TikToks and YouTubers, bro, listen, man, I got to ask you this, right? So, like, there was a TikTok, I think they, like, remixed, you know, like the Sleazy flow, right? And they went ahead and put out like accusations like from like an old case of yours, I think. Now I don't even know like if it's true or not, but I just had to ask.
Clickbait.
Got you. Not your case at all.
Clickbait.
Got you. So y'all stop hating, man. This man ain't tell, man. Y'all stop putting false accusations on the niggas,
man. Listen, when you popping, a motherfucker gonna do anything to try to get a viral moment.
Yeah, of course.
That's what happened. Any nigga you see blow up, you gonna start trying to, it's gonna be some shit.
Of course.
Coming up, motherfucker gonna try to, I wanna, you know what I'm saying, blow up off of this. If I say this, woo woo, I'm gonna blow up. You know what I'm saying? That shit be clickbait. We don't even dress shit like that.
Of course, man. Yo, bro, trust me, like, I seen the same thing with like Glorilla, right? You know, right? How like she got signed and then immediately like niggas from her hometown and in there was pulling up like old tweets of her supporting Dolph, man. So I definitely understand that, man. Now, like, how do you like deal with that? Do you just ignore it, or like do you ever feel like the need to come online and say, bruh, this shit is cap. Y'all stop playing with my name, man.
I ignore it because it's like it's gonna get that shit notoriety. You feel me?
Yeah.
What I'm gonna entertain some shit that ain't truthful.
Of course.
Shit don't make sense. It be motherfuckers that's just in their house on their phones all
bored
day.
as fuck,
so it's like, it ain't really shit to talk about.
If you respond, it's like you're all of a sudden
you kind of making that shit
seem.
You're kind of making that shit seem legit. You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's like, you feel me? Like, okay.
Nah, yo, I seen a recent TikTok recently where it was you. I think it's the dude like who goes around and give out money to like people, right? Now, and you had like 10K in like your pockets, and he asked you for 10K. Was that skit real, or like was it like some like like a skit?
Nah, that skit was real.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You walk around with 10,000 ones in your pocket?
Nah, it wasn't
ones, right?
ones. Nah, it wasn't ones.
That's gonna be gigantic.
Hell no.
But that shit got tense a little bit though, man.
Yeah.
It just feels good having that much money in your pocket.
I don't really usually walk around with money. I don't walk around with a lot of money.
You're smart, man.
Yeah, I couldn't use my cars at the time, so I had to walk around with money.
Of course. Now, like, what's it like finally being rich, man?
Shit, it's a lot of stress. Motherfuckers want money.
We're family
asking
members
you
and shit.
You gotta think about it. Like, you know, ain't nobody ever been rich in my family or around me. You know, so it's like motherfuckers look at me when it's like when shit going on, when it get rough. So it's like,
Man, how do you set boundaries though? Because you can't just feed everybody.
that's what I've been learning to do. Set boundaries. You know, I feel like once you do something for a motherfucker and they don't do what they supposed to do, then it's like shit. I don't know what to tell you after that.
Of course.
It's like you gotta make. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
See, yeah, because when I hear people say that, I'll be honest with you. The whole time that I've been having money, I really have not had that many people ask me to like borrow any significant amount. I've had like close friends of mine want to borrow a couple thousand or whatever, like when they actually really were going through some shit.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I feel like I let people know, like I'm a dick. Like I'm not gonna be on some super friendly shit. Like I'm not gonna just give you money to take care of your fucking health insurance bill or whatever the fuck it is that you are like need to pay for or whatever. Like you gotta like put the right energy out there so that people don't think that you're a lick.
No,
That's how I
facts.
see it.
Of course, man.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Now, you know, like your homies who, you know, were around you before the fame. Now, do they get like monthly stipends or how do you take care of them?
Like what you mean? Like homies that was around me before the fame, before I blew up.
Yeah, right. Like
Anybody that was around me before the fame, they still around me. Yeah.
got you. And you kind of just you know, like give them jobs. Like for example, right? You know, say, yo, listen, like since you guys are around me now, y'all all got to do something, right? Meaning, you know, like you could be like my manager, my weed roller, my bag carrier. Like, do you give them all jobs, or like how do you like make sure the entire squad is taken care of?
Yeah, I done gave out. I did a TikTok doing that. I done gave out 100K to my peoples and shit like that. But
Wow.
it's like, I feel like if my niggas got something that they want to do and that shit makes sense, I'm investing that shit. You know.
Yeah,
It's all about building an empire.
of course, man.
How many people are on your team day to day though? You got like a manager or
I got a couple managers.
really?
A couple?
I got 3 managers.
Wait,
What are
so
the different duties?
Yeah, why 3?
I got 2 managers. Well, I got 2 managers that be on the road with me. Then I got a manager that just handle the business behind doors. Like,
Gotcha.
And so how'd you make the decision with the label?
shit, it made sense. I felt like we was one and the same. They knew they believed in my sound. They believed that I was gonna be that new wave, that new sound. You know, a lot of motherfuckers be caught up with what's going on, or what's the sound that they used to. You know what I'm saying? They don't really be want to give a new sound a chance. You know,
course.
they was willing to give me that chance.
Right. Definitely.
Now, like when you hear though a lot of these like horror stories of like a lot of these artists will get in, sign a deal, then 5 years down the line, they're just upset because the deal fucked them over. Now, you know, like what measures did you take to like make sure that everything was on the up and up, you know, and you know, like just making sure that you're protected in that record deal?
I ain't no dummy. A lot of motherfuckers just don't be knowing. They ain't knowledgeable.
Of course.
You know,
Yeah.
that's just that.
No,
If you don't know what you're doing, you gonna just go for anything. So it really don't be the label's fault. Shit, it's whatever you allow to happen.
Here, so like, were you ever tempted though to stay independent?
Yeah, I wanted to stay independent for real.
The offer was just too good.
Yep.
Yo, that's how I know that bag got. yo, that's how I know that bag was heavy, man. How much they give you, man? 10 million? I gotta ask, man.
They gave me them M's, man. I ain't gonna say how much, but they
damn.
gave me that pay. I want to be able to do what I do.
Yeah.
If they didn't,
So have you spent any large amounts of money, anything you've invested in or anything nice you
I
bought
probably
yourself?
spent $1 million so far within 3 months.
On what?
Shit, helping my people out, getting my mama cribs, me cribs, cars, jewelry, all that.
Wow, what was the first car you bought?
A track car.
Yo, that's kind of sweet.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
How do you go from seeing Lil Baby doing a TikTok to your song to actually getting Lil Baby on your song?
Shit, it made sense. I feel like Lil Baby, he fucked with that song before he even, I even hit him up. He used to come up to his shows, listen to that shit. That was like his shit.
Really?
Yeah, that was his
So
shit.
serious.
So it was like, it only made sense, you know? to get Baby on that motherfucker.
You
And
reached
then
out to him,
Baby.
or the label did?
The label reached out to him.
Right. Did you actually get to meet up with him in the studio, or?
Yeah, I met up with him at the video shoot.
At the video shoot, right? Yeah.
Gotcha.
How was that? What was he like?
He cool as hell. He a real nigga.
Yeah, that's
Man.
what's up.
And how did the Offset link up happen?
Offset hit me in my DMs and shit. He heard the song, like a snippet of that Step 1 and shit, and he like, I want to hop on that motherfucker. And shit, we swapped numbers, and really the rest was history.
Yeah.
He didn't tell you what's going on with the Migos during all this?
Hell no.
We trying to figure it out. There's no fucking
I
clues.
know,
We
man.
can't figure it out, man.
No, bro, but that's kind of good though, man, because like when they beef, it's kind of like, bro, there's no words being said at all, right? Now, which rapper are you the closest to, like currently?
Which rapper I'm the closest to currently?
Yeah.
Probably Offset. Yeah.
So you guys have stayed in touch?
Yeah.
Interesting. That's good. Yeah. So the game's all about relationships, you know?
Yeah, man. So, like, what's next, man? Like, what do you plan on, like, where do you see yourself being in, let's say, 3 years?
3 years?
Yeah.
Shit, more hits. More money for my shows. More richer. Shit like that.
Now, like, do you think that you have potential to, like, so right now there's like the four-headed monster, right? Is Lil Baby, Drake, Kendrick, J. Cole. Do you feel like you have potential to at least unseat one of those guys and become one of the, right?
He's going for the Mount Rushmore.
You say that one more time?
Yeah, right. So currently there's like the four-headed monsters, the Mount Rushmore of current hip-hop, right?
Yeah.
There's Baby, Drake, J. Cole, and Kendrick. Do you feel like you got potential to one day unseat one of those guys and become one of the four, top guys in hip-hop?
I know I got the potential.
How fast do you think that you're going to do it?
I can't really say how fast it's gonna happen, but I know it's gonna happen.
No, facts, man. Yo, I'll kill the buck, man, with like a bunch of these like RICO cases happening, bro. You would definitely be there fast enough because a bunch of these guys, bro, how to get right? Like, come on now.
Let's not wish that upon anybody. But okay, when you decided to come out with the video and you had 5 million guns in the video, was that a conscious decision? Like, let's make sure we get a lot of guns in this video, or was it more like that was just how everybody was living that day?
Yeah, we just ain't give a fuck. That's how everybody came to the video shoot. So
Right.
it was like, yeah.
Have you slowed down on putting that in the video at all, or?
Yeah, I kind of slowed down just because it's like I'm trying to go global.
Right.
You know.
At a certain point,
Yeah.
it could potentially hold you back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know what I'm saying? You want to do some global shit.
Right.
You don't want to do that shit showing hella guns, because globally everybody ain't fucking with the guns.
Of course.
Motherfuckers like really look down on guns, People got kids, like got family members that got killed to guns.
Right.
Motherfuckers got kids that got killed to guns in school. So it's like everybody don't love that shit, you know?
Definitely. Are you in a relationship?
Yeah.
Even throughout the whole come up, or is it like a new one?
Throughout the whole come up.
Is that a challenge, being that you probably have a lot of opportunities knocking at your door these days?
Nah, it ain't no challenge. Yeah, it ain't no challenge.
Nah.
Easy to keep your head screwed on straight?
Black men don't cheat?
It's just not a challenge. It's like, I already know how pussy feel.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of different kinds.
I feel like it's a lot of different kind of head.
That's true too.
Pussy, it ain't really too. It ain't like that shit. Really don't.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. Like,
Because there's all types of different walls.
it is.
Even
but,
if it looks the same, the inside could have a completely different
but
texture.
listen though, how like head though, that shit you can find a bitch that's cold with head.
Yeah.
You don't really know a girl until you
Yeah,
know.
Does head count as cheating though?
yeah.
It's like a kiss on the cheek.
Wait
It's no big deal.
though. So right now, as a lit rapper, you up, bro. You a Sleazy World, bro.
I'm a faithful man, bro.
Damn. Yo, listen up, man. God bless. Now, okay, so look, so you are happy, in your relationship. You were thinking about going global. Do you got that radio record in this tuck?
I got hella records that's tucked. I got so much shit that's coming out that's tucked.
You think you
you
can
gonna
make
go
pop records?
I got shit like that tucked. Like I got a lot of shit tucked. Like my next drops, y'all gonna be talking about that shit next.
Really?
Yeah.
What artists
on
do
it?
you listen to that we would maybe be a little surprised by?
Rod Wave. I don't know if you'll be surprised by that, but
Right.
that's like one of my top rappers.
Wow.
He's a lot more melodic than you
Yeah.
are currently. Is that something you'd like to dip into?
I already got melodic shit.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's hard.
Rod Wave. So like, well, so like you're from, like Kansas City and like Michigan. How did you even discover Rod Wave?
Shit. I heard one of his songs from his first project. I think Kevin Gates was on that motherfucker or something.
Yes, sir.
What's that shit called?
I'm not even sure, but it's Cuban Links, I think, right?
Nah, it wasn't Kevin Gates then, but
Yeah.
I don't remember. I think it's called Let Me Down. That's the first song I ever heard by him. You would have to go listen to that shit. That's one of his old shits. Then that put me on him.
Rod Wave hard for sure.
He raw.
I wanted to ask this: what's the Sleazy world turn up look like? You smoke weed? You drink?
I don't do no drugs.
You do nothing?
Nothing.
No alcohol?
Nothing.
He's too calm for that though, man. Right? Like he a calm dude, man.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's like I can't imagine, right? Like when I hear like your songs, right? Like you seem just like a calm, chill guy. I can't imagine, man, like the song persona of like, of like spraying the ops and spinning blocks. Like you just seem like a nice guy, man.
I ain't gotta like,
Yeah.
A lot of niggas put on the front, They put on a character. I be me. Cause
Yeah.
I know how I can get. So it's like I ain't gotta put on no character.
It's the
I ain't
duality
gotta
of
act
man.
like I ain't gotta act like a nigga crazy or a nigga loud, cause that's not me.
Of course.
Right. For
Yo,
sure.
who's your biggest inspiration in terms of rapping?
I ain't really got no inspiration when it comes to rapping. My son, my inspiration.
Oh, how old is he?
One.
1.
Yeah.
Damn. So how's that changed your life? Because I got a 1.5-year-old, so I feel you.
That shit changed my life. That shit made me happy, I remember talking. I just had a recent interview and they asked me the same question, and I'm just like, shit. He saved my heart.
You felt like you were getting kind of cold before that?
Hell yeah.
I feel that.
Like I wasn't happy before I had my son. Like
Damn. But now you got all this success and it's taking you away from your son. You're spending less time with him as a result of all these opportunities. It's kind of a conflict.
yeah, for sure. But it's like I'm doing that shit for a big person, like a bigger purpose. Like I'm big on, you know what I'm saying, doing shit for the bigger purpose.
Right.
Just like when you go back to say like motherfuckers that'll be hate, like it's motherfuckers in the city that hate, but even though it's motherfuckers that's in the city hating on me, I still want to make sure the city is winning.
Yeah.
Because I know I want to do this shit for the bigger purpose.
And even when you're leaving your kid to go and do media or play a show or go record or whatever, it's like rewind the clock 2-3 years and think about how you would feel about even having that opportunity when you know that 99% of people who try to make something out of themselves in music don't even get any of the opportunities that you had so far.
Not
you know?
facts. And then you got to think about it too, right? If I never made it, I still had to spend time away from my son because I had to try to make a way.
Yeah.
Of course. Now, like when you say your heart was cold before your son, what do you mean by that? Like what made you unhappy?
I just didn't have no love in my heart. Like I ain't had no feeling in my heart. My son brought that life to my shit.
Man,
I feel it, man.
Man, that's kind of deep.
That's real shit. For sure. So are you working on a project or what's the next shit that you're going to drop?
Yeah, I got a project dropping next month. It's called Camille.
Nice.
And like who's on it?
Of course, Lil Baby. Of course, Offset. We got my brother 81 Hundo. Then we got some more big features. I want motherfuckers to like just wait till the track list drop. You know?
Right.
You need something for motherfuckers to be looking
course.
forward to.
Be excited about it, yeah, for sure.
Man, why do you think though there hasn't been, like more, I guess, like there's, like there hasn't been like a bigger breakthrough in Kansas City, like meaning like there hasn't been like bigger artists coming out of Kansas City. Like why do you think that is?
Sound.
Got you.
It's all about, listen, when it comes to like sound, some sounds can only go so far. Every sound ain't gonna, listen, it can be some shit popping in this city. You go to another city with that shit, they ain't gonna like it.
Of course.
So you gotta be able to make some shit. You gotta be able to create that sound that everybody around the world gonna fuck with.
Yeah.
And this motherfucker, it's even artists as that. It's like they got a sound, they shit going crazy and just on the Midwest side. But they go somewhere else, it ain't really popping over there, you know?
A lot of places
You
like
just got to
that.
create that global sound.
LA
I feel like-
music. A lot of people don't listen to LA music outside of
that's so
LA.
true.
A lot of people. The Bay has all kinds of artists that are fucking huge up in Northern
Yeah.
California, and absolutely nobody throughout the rest of the country listen to them.
And you got to look at it like, look at Detroit artists. You got to see. Like, they done had, so many artists there had a big wave, but it didn't go so far. And you just get to wondering why. And it's like the sound, it just don't break through all the way,
Of course.
you know?
And you feel though like people are still in that like Detroit like flow?
Everybody's still Detroit flow. Even though they don't want to like let a lot of Detroit artists in the door, everybody still they flow. Everybody still something from Detroit sound.
Of course. And do you feel like they're showing enough homage to Detroit when they do it?
No.
No, people just don't
Hell
mention
no.
it, right?
Hell nah.
Not here, cause like the one person who's kind of like popular right now for the Detroit flow is Lil Yachty, and he's not from there. I mean, so
But he's embraced Detroit in a way that made it so that nobody in Detroit
Yeah.
could be like, oh, he's just
Yeah,
taking
yeah,
the sound.
yeah.
'cause
He did songs.
He
with
shows
damn
love.
near all the artists.
And
done
he
it.
didn't just show love to like, oh, this is my favorite rapper, so I'm gonna give him one verse. No, he did a whole tape with all these Detroit artists. He put all these other guys like Peasy and Rio and everybody that might have took a little longer for them to get their shit going. He helped all of them advance their career.
No facts.
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
yeah, man. But isn't that kind of like odd to you, right? Like, whereas somebody is not even from here, but somehow they just start rapping like us.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, it's like you said when you just asked me what inspire you, what artists inspire you.
Yeah,
A lot of motherfuckers look up to other artists, you know?
yeah,
Motherfuckers don't want to create their own lane. They rather follow another motherfucking lane. They don't want to create their own path. They don't think they got it in them.
of course.
And a lot of motherfuckers be scared to even take that chance.
Nah, definitely, man.
That's real. Okay, anybody you want to shout out? Anything that you should want to tell the people to look out for?
Shit, shout out my whole gang. Sleazy World Baghdad. Sleazy World 2 Eyes. Sleazy World No Face. 6. Shout out my brother 8100. He up next, man. Make sure y'all tune in to that shit.
Can we be Sleazy World Adam and Sleazy World Flacco?
Yes, sir. Free my nigga Ray Money.
Hey, I've been looking for an identity. I think I might have just found it.
Yeah.
Fire. Appreciate you, man. Thank you very much.
Yo, listen, bro. It feels good to finally be Sleazy World, man. Listen, if y'all fuck with me, man, just know, bruh.
Yeah.
You feel me? And they slided for me, man.
Nah, for sure.
Talk to
sure,
him. If you
bro.
got a problem with anything Flacco says, talk to him. Let's go. Appreciate you, man. No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world. Check us out on YouTube, TikTok, Patreon, Instagram. Like, comment, and subscribe. NoJumper.com if you want to support gang.
Peace.